What's up, everyone? I would like to introduce you to the newest project that I've got going on here, and I got started a little bit before I decided to film this at all. But yeah, what you're looking at is what it appears to be a pretty disassembled-looking shopping cart. Now, it's to the point that it doesn't really look like a shopping cart at all anymore, except for that basket, and it doesn't really look like a go-kart yet either. But by the time we're done with this series here, I hope we've got a little bit of that shopping cart left in this thing, and that we've got a good functioning go kart to go along with that as well. So yeah, I've already gotten started cutting apart stuff pretty good here. Uh, Basket completely detached from this frame. I got the little kid seat cut away from the basket as well. Got the wheels taken off the frame too, and I got this upper piece of the frame and the lower tray out as well. So all that we're left with here is this front and bottom section and a basket, and I think that's about all that we're going to be using here. I was trying to repurpose as much of this as possible and trying to maintain that shopping cart style. So we're going to see if we can make this piece of frame work, and that basket's going to work whether it wants to or not. It's a little small for me to sit in. I've seen a couple of other people have done similar style builds on YouTube before in places like that. And somehow they always fit in the basket, but I don't know if I got a smaller shopping cart going on over here, or if it's just the fact that I am 6 foot and a couple of odd inches there that I don't really fit in this thing. So anyways, we're going to make it work somehow, figure it out along the way. No plans to base this off of here, but we're going to make it work. So the shopping cart go-kart is going to be the second go-kart that I've built at home. This is the first one here. It was kind of rudimentarily based on some plans that were provided by Kart Fab, who has a YouTube channel as well. You guys should definitely check him out if you're interested in any sort of things about building a go-kart, anything along those lines. He's got a lot of good information about that. But yeah, this thing, we got the ideas for the basic design from him, and then kind of went about it our own way, me and my dad, because just his design was for a little kid's cart, and we needed something a little bigger to hold an adult-sized person. So we'll have more on that later. I think I didn't film that one at all, but I'll probably put some video clips of like driving it and a couple of pictures that I have from the build. I'll probably throw that together into a video at some point. But for now, the focus is going to be on this shopping cart and see what we're going to do with this thing. All right, so if we look at the front section of this go-kart, just this front face here, and compare it to the front face here of what used to be the bottom frame of the shopping cart, you can't really tell without a tape measure, but the frame is a couple inches smaller in the width of the front compared to the shopping cart. So, this cart's pretty bashed up already when we got it. It's just a chunk of old plastic here that's already cracking in a couple places, and we just don't want to screw this thing up any more than it is already. So we want to protect it as much as possible. To do that, we want to make the frame wider than the basket. So we gotta widen out this front end of the thing. I think we're gonna probably just cut it somewhere in the middle, and then we have this old piece that was the top section connecting the bottom of the shopping cart to the basket. And I think we got the tubing there is the same as this frame tubing, so I'm hoping that what we can do is just take a section out of that somewhere and splice the two pieces of this. Once we separate it, we can use that other piece to splice them together and widen it out a couple inches. So we'll see how that works. I'll get back to you guys with that in a bit. All right, we got the cart flipped over now. We got these two pieces cut out, and we got it kind of zip tied into place now, just to kind of get a little mental picture of what we're going to do. And this piece actually fit in here in the original shopping cart, and we're thinking about using that as a cross brace and then adding chunks of plate in on the two sides just to give a little more strength to that frame. So yeah, now we got to take measurements of that gap, cut out a piece for it, grind stuff down, and get ready to weld up that gap to get the frame the right size. Let's go. So we got this front end of the frame stretched and widened and welded up together. Not the prettiest looking thing in the world, but you know, it's pretty square. I use some nails and this sheet of MDF to just kind of hold everything still so I could tack it together. And then after I did that, just put it up here on the workmate to finish up the welds, and then grinded them down a little bit to make it look a little better, but you know, not really going for beauty points right now. We'll see if maybe we decide to clean it up a little more later, but yeah. So we've got our tabs made to connect this middle section to the frame, and got everything clamped into place. And I think I'm going to tack it with everything on the frame or attached to the basket, and then take it off to weld the thing up all the way. So we got this center section welded in now. Got the tabs finish welded on both sides. And I guess the next step, we got to flip this over so that it's right side up, and then drop the basket on it and see how it looks so far. So this is what we're looking at so far. We got just the go-kart sitting on the frame right now. Along the way, we'll figure out how to secure the thing down better. But yeah, we got underneath, we just got that bar tucked into the groove there. Fits good. And yeah, figure out where to go from here now. So I think our next step here is going to be figuring out how we're going to extend the frame from there, and just kind of get an idea of what we're going to do, separating, you know, where we're going to end the driver's compartment section and what we're going to do to have the engine and the axle back here. So hope you guys keep following along and let you know what we're up to. Thanks for watching.